Well, here we are again. See if I can get a minute to let people roll in. Is this weirder in portrait? Should I do landscape? I'm not sure. Got 2 people in so far. It still feels so weird. Hi! Is it Shalise? Chalice? I'm sorry, I can't read. Hey, we got people coming in, yay! Hello. All right, so it looks like after last Friday's frequently asked question Friday, we're gonna do another one and see how this goes. So I'm still trying to debate between using my webcam on my camera, it's garbage, or just using my phone. So I think the quality is a lot better on my phone, so I think I'm gonna do that. All right, I didn't expect so many people so soon. So let's get started. Okay, how do I see these questions? Okay, Samira Gonzalez, speak some Korean, please. 안녕하세요. 저는 한국어 잘 못해요. 그러면 지금 할 수 있어요. Yeah, that just means I can't speak Korean well, but for now I'll try, sort of. Okay, Rose asks, what can I do to help me study Korean? This is gonna sound really corny, but I used a lot of dramas back when I used to watch Korean dramas, because I used to listen to their dialogue and how they speak, and that gave me a lot of more practical hints of how they speak when they talk, and also memorizing and learning Korean lyrics to music, because I used to write them down and try to practice reading it. And then there's a lot of these YouTube videos where they upload the romanization, the English, and the Korean, so you can kind of see how it translates, and that started to help me understand sentence structure a little bit better. Zoe G, did you hear about George Floyd? Yeah, unfortunately. And then I woke up to the news that after all this rioting, finally someone was arrested, which is ridiculous that it took 4 days to make an arrest, because murder is murder. So sadly, yeah, I heard all about it. These questions go away after a while. It's kind of hard to see them all. Oh, Samira said I did good. Thank you. June Richards, are things getting back to normal? Do you mean with Corona? Because people are trying to get back to normal, but I'm still paranoid because a lot of people are choosing to not wear their face masks and stuff. So I'm still not too keen on normalcy right now. Sorry. I got YouTube playing on shuffle, and Black Swan started to play, my bad. Okay. The only thing is these questions go away if I don't touch them. Oh, this is a good one. Is it Michaela Arena? How did you go to the doctors in Korea? Okay, that's actually a good question. I've only had to go twice, and both were for the same issue. I used to be prone to tonsillitis. I actually haven't had it since 2018, which is a first. But yes, the way it works with my school, medicine is mad cheap in Korea. So all we had to do was go, show up to the doctor's office. Most of the time, in my experience, a lot of the doctors speak pretty good basic English. Not to say that every doctor in Korea can speak English, but in my experience, none were in Seoul. One was in Jeju and one was in my small town of Taean. And they understood a good amount of English for me to tell them my throat hurts. I didn't have to go, mogi apayo, 지금 mogi apayo. I could speak it in English and they understood what was wrong. So I ended up paying $25 to go to the doctors and find out I had tonsillitis and to get my antibiotics for it. And I take the receipt to my school and they reimburse me. That's how it was for mine. Every school is different with their insurance and stuff, but that's just how it was for me. Going to the doctor in Korea is way easier and way cheaper. And it makes me annoyed that in America we can't seem to get it right, because everything's a business. So yeah, doctors in Korea, way better, faster and cheaper. Trying to scroll. Oh, actually, okay, there's one thing I really wanted to mention before I get more into this FAQ video. So, yesterday I took to Instagram to vent a little bit because these days, Corona has messed up a lot of people's employment and has delayed my process of being a flight attendant. And I haven't technically had a job since I was teaching in Korea. So, for now, YouTube is like my only income. So normally I review wigs and stuff, and I get emails from companies who want an honest review, and I give an honest review. So I went to vent a little bit because this company, I'm not gonna say their name because I'm not trying to get sued for defamation or anything, but yeah, it began with an M, and they wanted me to do an honest review. So I was really proud of myself, and I felt like I was really productive because I edited like 4 videos in one day, and I was like, all right, cool, I can relax, I got that done. So then they email me and they're like, hey, can you refilm the video in a more favorable manner? And I'm like, what do you mean favorable? Like, they didn't want me to complain about the shedding and the parting space, and there was like balding spots, sort of. I was just trying to be honest, but they didn't want honesty. So they refused to pay me. And what was really messed up is shipping and all that stuff has been delayed because of Corona. So my rent is due on the 1st. And luckily, thanks to, I was not expecting this. She watches my YouTube channel. Her name's Denise, and she gave me $200 for my rent because I was supposed to get $300 for the video, and I was like, oh no, I'm $150 short for my rent now, and she gave me $200. So I want to thank her. I don't know if she's in here yet. Her name's Denise, but I was not expecting that. So there's not a lot to smile about these days, but that just brightened my whole day, and I'm very grateful because for me, like, YouTube is my income, but I prefer that you guys support me by watching the videos, liking the videos, keeping the engagement up as opposed to like giving me money, because I don't feel like I earn that. Like, that just feels weird to be like, yo, can y'all help me out? So I wasn't even expecting that. I just wanted to vent because I feel better when I vent. And I wanted to let people know I do honest reviews. Like, I'm not trying to be like, it's so great and it's so soft when it's not. So I just really wanted to thank her for that because I paid my rent now. I'm good. Thank you. But I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't want to have to be like, Mom, Dad, can I get a loan? You know what I mean? So yeah, if you guys see a girl named Denise in here, help me thank her because that was amazing. Okay, sorry, back to the FAQs. Alrighty. Oh, Gina Peace, when do I book cheap flights and cheap house for Korea? Oh wow, my lights just fell. Okay, sorry. So, yeah, when do I book cheap flight and cheap houses in Korea? The only possibility I know of booking a cheap house in Korea is a goshitel or a goshiwon. And they're literally the size of this bedroom. I don't know if you guys can see the room I'm in, but the whole thing you're renting would be like this size. It's really tiny and not very advised. Sorry, let me get that back stable. Okay, so yeah, usually if you go to Korea as a teacher or a student, your housing for the most part is going to be taken care of. But housing is really expensive in Korea because you need a huge deposit to move. Like, you need like 10,000 won, which is, well, yeah, I've heard of it being like 10,000 won sometimes. Or like, I always get the 10,000, it's like equivalent to 10,000 US dollars. Like, it's a lot. It's very expensive. As for booking the flight, because I went as a teacher, I only booked a one-way flight and it was in winter, so it was pretty cheap for me. It only cost me like $500 to go, and then they reimbursed me for that anyway. But flying in the summer months is always going to cost you more. And as far as housing, there's like Facebook groups for foreigners who are looking for a place to live. So you might be able to find some luck there. But other than that, I don't really know about like trying to find cheap housing because your school provides that for you. I hate how these questions go away and I just see myself. Jada Braxton, Cali or Korea? I think I like them both for different reasons. I've only been in Cali for like 2 months and we've been in lockdown, so I haven't been able to do anything. But yeah, I think in general Korea, but because it's new to me now, I still like Cali a lot because I just need new places, and that's kind of why I wasn't so keen on staying in Korea any longer because it started to get too familiar. So I was like, I need to find a new place to live. So I came back home in the hopes of being a flight attendant so I can travel more, but so many things have delayed that. Like, this is ridiculous. Okay. Curly Tori, what are the apps that you use the most in Korea? Naver? Kakao Maps? Kakao? Um, there was this air quality app. I can't remember the name of it. Because there's a ton of them, but if you're going to Seoul, you need that. I forgot, but yeah, the air quality and like mostly the transportation stuff, like transportation apps. I don't know how to keep the chats visible. Okay, will that stay now? Okay. Tatiana Del Mar, could you do a dedicated video of outfits on going clubbing in Korea? I can do that. It's just I know that will be a short video, but if you guys want that, I can like what I've seen. Cause me when I go clubbing, I pretty much did a crop top and jeans or like shorts and a long sleeve shirt that were like high waisted. So I could talk about that, or I could like tell you guys about what I've seen when I go clubbing. Oh wow. Turn that down. Sorry. So yeah, I can definitely do a video about that. Okay, Ash Salinas, which part in Korea is better? Again, there's like different things that are good for different reasons. Personally, I like Seoul because that's where everything is and everybody is, but I've never lived in Seoul. But when I went to visit Korea for 3 months last year, I stayed in Seoul for 3 months and I realized I didn't like it as much as I thought I would because the traffic and the crowds are just so like if you like more peaceful quietness, I would recommend Jeju. If you like really scenic landscapes, I'd recommend Busan. If you like clubbing and stuff, Daegu, Incheon, Seoul. And there was this really cute place I really, really liked called Gangneung. It's on the East Coast. It's where like part of the Olympics were. It's a very peaceful like oceanside town. I really like Gangneung. Oh, that's a good one. Bun me. How much should I save for a month trip to Korea? I think that just depends on what you want to do. Like if you plan on like seeing stuff and like traveling to the countryside and taking buses and trains and everything for a month, if you don't mind staying in like a cheap hostel, because you can get a hostel where you pay like $10 a night for a bed or $20 a night for a bed, or if you want like your own rented place, maybe with friends or something, I'd say a good amount for like a nice comfortable visit. I'd say like maybe including airfare, maybe like $1,300 US. Well, I guess that's only one way. Actually, okay, not including airfare because I don't know where people are flying from. I would say like maybe 1,000 US because stuff is really cheap in Korea. Food is cheap, shopping is cheap. It's really cheap to fill up your T-Money card and everything. So you don't have to save that much, but yeah. Oh, can't keep the chat to stay up. Only 1,000. Well, because for me, yeah, Gabrielle, she said only 1,000. In my opinion, I just feel like when I did go to Seoul and I didn't live there or have a friend to stay with, we only paid like $10 a night for this hostel that was in Hongdae, so we could just stay close to everything. And food a day, I would maybe spend like $10, $8. Like food is really cheap and very filling. But like if you want to be on a more like luxurious side of Korea for the full month, I'd say maybe like 2,500. If you want to like ball out and not worry about anything. Yeah. And do you recommend on or off campus housing? I've only ever done on campus housing, so I don't know. I've only met a few Korean students and they like camping or like housing on campus just because they're around more people and they can socialize more and make more friends. But I would recommend on campus housing, but that's because that's all I know. Oh, that's a good question. Michaela, how did you deal with the staring? Man, do you know, it just feels like you're constantly on display. Like people will just, especially Ajumas on the trains, like I'm just like, why are you looking at me? And my friend Bria, she would just stare right back at them like, and it's just like a stare off. For me, I just try to like avoid their gaze. Like I'll turn away from them, just or try to obstruct their view. So I'm not gonna let you just stare me down in a way. Oh, there's Bria, Afro Boricua. Hey, 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 girl. I was just talking about you. Yeah, she said you gotta ignore it. No, but you. She stares them down. She'll look back at them like. For me, I just kind of try to obstruct their vision so they can't see me so well. I wish I could find a way to make this the questions stay on screen because they go away if I don't touch it. I think. Sarah, do you know if they accept BAs from accredited private institutions? I'm not sure what that means. I think as long as it's a bachelor's, so I think they'll accept it. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm sorry. Like Northwood University? I don't know that school. I'm sorry, I don't know. I think as long as it's a bachelor's and you can get it like apostilled as like a recognized educational institution, I think it's fine. It's not like they're like, oh, we don't recognize your school, we can't accept you as a teacher. I don't think that would affect anything. As long as you can get it apostilled, I think you're good. Um, uh, was it clean? Jada Braxton. Was Korea clean? For the most part, except clubbing at night. That's when you see all the like flyers and trash in the streets. But somehow they magically disappear during the day. The subways are the cleanest I've ever seen in my life. Like you could dine off the floor if you wanted to. I don't recommend it, but yeah, it's really clean in Korea. Um, Jada Braxton, did it come with furniture? Wait, do you mean like my housing? Because they do have housing that some come with furniture, some come furnished, and some like don't because they're brand new. Both of my places happen to be furnished, thank goodness. Like I had a bed, I had a TV stand. In my first place, well, actually both places I had a TV already too. Yeah, both places I lived in Korea were already pre-furnished and everything. Oh no, it was housing clean. Sorry. Um, yeah. I mean, I always re-clean before I move into a place anyway. But yeah, it was already really clean. There was this incident where when I first got to Jeju, me and a few other girls had to stay in a hotel for the first few days because our rooms weren't ready. And when I got there, like to check it out first when he wasn't there, I noticed there were like stains on the remote and like there was a smell in the room, but they cleaned it. That just made me want to clean it again though after out because I knew what was here when I saw it a few days before. Because like I needed to see the size of the bed so I know what bedding to get. But yeah, it's clean. I clean it again anyway. Um. Okay, there we go. Have you been to? Oh, Sammy, have you been to Daejeon? Yes, only once because I had an orientation where I had to like spend a few hours in Daejeon before I could transfer to the other place. But yeah, yeah, I've been to Daejeon once, but it was very briefly, very quick. But it was bigger than I expected. Like I fell asleep on the bus and I woke up and I thought I was in like Incheon or something. I was like, whoa! I didn't know like this province had a major city that was like on Seoul's level. But yeah, I went one time. It was bigger than I expected. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by BTS. Um, sorry, I'm trying to see these questions. Gabriel Marie, yeah, hidden cameras stress me out so much. Yeah, I agree. I literally would just hold my bladder until I get back home. I don't use the bathrooms in the subways or in the ones in the little parks because I don't know who gets a kick out of hiding bathroom like cameras in the bathroom stalls, but it's like a full thriving business for some reason in Korea. They have these little cameras that look like the tips of pins, like they're undetectable and it's ridiculous. But yeah, so I don't use public restrooms too much either. I always feel like somebody's watching. Oh boy, my eyes watering because of that fan. Um, Needy, how long are you planning to stay in America? Sorry, my phone, someone's messaging me. Oh gosh. What? Okay, sorry, someone was trying to Instagram call me. Okay, how long are you planning to stay in America? Mm, I honestly don't know. um, like, I don't know where I'm gonna be based when and or if I eventually become a flight attendant. There's only a few non-American bases. I could end up there. There's like Japan, Hong Kong, London, which all would be very nice. I would love them all, especially Hong Kong and Japan. But for now, I don't know because I don't even know what international travel is like right now because of the virus. I don't know when or if we'd be allowed to leave. So I don't really the way America is right now, I don't currently see myself living here forever. Like Canada is looking very swell to me. I wouldn't be opposed going back to Korea, but I just feel like I want to see other places before I go back because I really started to feel stuck in Korea. Like nothing was new or exciting anymore. It became very routine. So I really don't know. Um, I don't. Oh, Gina, have you been to a BTS concert? I don't like concerts. I'm sorry. I think I've only gone to like three in Korea, and they all made me realize I don't like concerts. Like when I'm paying all this money to see someone on stage and I can't hear them because everybody around me screaming, or I can't see them because people are jumping in front of me, I think it would just make me cranky. So I don't really go to concerts. I've seen Dean, and I almost passed out. I saw DPR live twice, and I saw Got Seven once. And there was these two high school girls who were just having like exorcisms, trying to like about to pass out. So they were very loud. Never ever, never gonna let you go. Oh God, I could not. I can't do concerts. Um, Aurora. Oh, that's a pretty name. What airline would you like to work in? Honestly, as long as they have international destinations, I don't care. The one that I've been hired for, conditional hiring, was United. So I'm still waiting because of Corona. First, it was the Boeing Max 737 jet issues that like went down, so they had to fix those before they hired more flight attendants and put us through training. And then Corona put a halt on all sorts of travel. So for now, it's United. But honestly, as long as there's international options, I would love to work with them. I don't mind. But like if I got to be based in Hong Kong or Japan, that would be amazing. I loved Hong Kong so much. And I've only spent a week in each, and that was another reason why I started to feel trapped in Korea because my vacation was very limited. So, yeah. Chili Freeman, oh sorry. How are happy cigarettes perceived in South Korea? Happy cigarettes? What's a happy cigarette? I mean, I know cigarettes in general are very common, but I don't know what a happy cigarette is. I want to visit Hong Kong low key. Dude, sorry. Jesus Christ. Okay. Like when like I don't know, like living in Korea and then being outside of Korea when I went to Japan and Hong Kong, there were so many like cultural differences I noticed immediately, socially and everything. In Hong Kong, for when people were so helpful, oh my God, like they were like, "Are you guys lost?" I'm like, "Oh my God, you guys speak English and you're approaching us." That don't happen in Korea too often. And then in Japan, like I said in the last live stream, I will never forget that kid who was just staring at me, and I'm just kind of on the train like, okay, what, thinking like something's wrong with me. And then this kid was like, the dad whispered to him, and he just bowed at me and then looked away. Like there's so much respect. I loved it. Oh, weed in Korea is very much illegal. Oh my God, you don't want to do that. I think it just became legal medically, and I think it's a difficult obstacle to navigate to use it that way. Yeah, I never heard of weed being called a happy cigarette, but it's very illegal. Like the fact that Top from Big Bang tried to kill himself because he was caught smoking it, like it's you get like 5 years or something. It's strict. I don't get it because even in North Korea, I heard that weed is legal. So how is North Korea legalized weed but not South Korea? I don't know. Yeah, these comments like I don't know because on my phone like they appear when there's new and then they gradually fade out and then I can't see anything but my face. But on my webcam, the quality is so bad, so I figured I should just try it this way. So if I'm missing comments, I'm trying to keep up, but they fade out before I can even finish reading. Okay, Ellie Marie, what's your favorite club in Seoul? Well, since Bria's still here, she knows I used to like Boom Bar a lot because there's no smoking in there. So I really like to be around where there's no smoking. You're not gonna have smoke in your hair at the end of the night. But the one that I've gone to the most by far is Sabotage and Hongdae. We went there like every weekend. Even though I didn't necessarily want to, my friends are like, Sabotage? I'm like, Sabo this weekend? Sabo next? I'm like, fine. Yeah, Sabo and Boom Bar. How expensive is an apartment in Korea? Very. Sorry, housing in Korea is, I don't understand. Because I think I've heard that it's very difficult to evict someone from their housing situation in Korea, so they make a huge security deposit. So it's pretty expensive to try to move out on your own, unassisted by like your school or Koreans or anything like that. Oh, Nini, are there any YouTubers that inspired you? That's a very good question, Nini. Thank you. Yeah. This whole thing for me started with this YouTube channel called Eat Your Kimchi. Now they're in Japan and they do Eat Your Sushi, I think. But like they made all sorts of videos about like life as they were a Canadian couple and they were teachers. Then they started this company, they opened a cafe and all that stuff. But like they made all these videos about the cultural differences, the nightlife, K-pop, Korean drama reviews, and their channel got. I was like, ooh, Korea's lit. Like I want to go to Korea, and that was back in 2014, and then I got to go 3 years later. So. Simon and Martina, yep, Maria, she knows. I used to love them so much. Yeah, I think they're the biggest YouTuber influence for me as far as like about Korea and stuff. But now it's all about Japan. Oh, there we go. I can scroll and see it. Someone did say that, and I don't listen. I'm sorry. I guess I can scroll to some of these comments now. Corey Audio, what's the funniest thing you did in a nightclub? I'm pretty boring. Bria, what's something funny I did in the club? Let's see if she responds. I don't know. I'm usually the one that's like trying to rein in other people's stupidity. I don't know if I really have done anything like wild or silly in the club. Bria, you gonna help me out? What did I do that was silly in the club? Okay, well, while I wait for that, Shantae K, have Korean YouTubers reached out for a collaboration? It happened once, I think once. Yeah, I was on this while I was back in Korea in like early November. I forgot his name actually. This other YouTuber reached out because he wanted to get like, he just wanted like a black foreigner's take on stuff, and he just interviewed me. But for the most part, I try to reach out to other people, and I usually don't hear back. The one YouTuber that I reached out to, who actually, everybody knows she's an absolute sweetheart, Gina Kim. I did not expect to hear from her because at the time I had like maybe 13,000 subscribers, and she's like 400,000 strong. So I didn't think I was like, hey, you're really cool, and I like your content. We should work together. And she's like, you're so beautiful. I'd love to. I was like, yo, Gina wants to work with me. I was too hyped. But for the most part, yeah, no. Nobody reaches out to me, and I'm used to being ignored. Oh, Bria, stop me from fighting. Did I stop you from fighting? Bria said I stopped her from fighting in the club. I don't recall that. Because you're all chill. Nothing makes you mad enough to fight somebody. Okay. Any tips for people learning the language? Like there are a few apps, like I think my two favorite ones were Memrise and Hello Talk, because Memrise helps you drill vocab like really well in your head. It's not so good with like learning sentence structure and like grammatical rules, but when you need vocabulary, Memrise is my absolute favorite. But Hello Talk was good because you could exchange language, even though exchange language people be trying to date. But like it's a good way to hey, is this how I write this sentence? And they'll like correct you or give you tips like, oh, well, when we say this, we don't really do that. Like you get learn a lot of grammatical tips through other people who are trying to learn your language. But yeah, Hello Talk and Memrise are my two favorites. Um, oh my god, yeah, I forgot Lana Summer. She reached out to me too. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Because that was so long ago, and I haven't been able to really. When I was supposed to go to London for my birthday last month, I was actually supposed to meet up with her again. Yeah, Lana Summer. She was visiting Korea for like a month, and she's like, "Hey, I found your channel, and I wanted to like." We weren't planning to do like a collaboration. We just were gonna hang out, and I was gonna show her around Seoul a little bit. And then we sat down to eat one day and decided to make it a mukbang. And we both went out clubbing. Bria, where did you take us at night? I forgot. I think I had just come back from paragliding. And I was like, I don't know if I really feel like clubbing tonight, guys. And we were in Hongdae somewhere. I know we ended up in Gabia, because that's where the Korean dude tried to put my hand on his crotch. And I wanted to punch him in the dick. I didn't do it. I wanted to, but I probably would have got deported. But yeah, after telling Lana about that story, she's like, oh my god, we should talk about that. And then we made it a video on her channel. But yeah, I forgot. I love Lana. I forgot. I'm sorry. That was almost like 2 years ago now, I think. Um, uh, damn, Bria with the hands. Bria, you don't fight. Stop trying to act all tough. Alright, I'm gonna scroll up to see if I can get some more of these. I'm sorry. Oh, that's a Rimi's World. Are Korean schools strict on non-natural hair colors? Not at all. I think like middle school and high school, all kids, which I didn't know this because I taught at elementary school, but like my students used to have pink hair, blue hair, green hair, orange. There were these twins, and then they had an older sister in sixth grade. They all had matching like orange tips in their hair. But I think once you get to middle school and high school, you can't have like any unnatural hair colors. Once you're in college again, it's all like fair game. Like I think that's when I started to see non-natural hair colors be more mainstream. Like people casually walking around with like pastel purple hair and green hair, and it's like anime in real life. But I don't think they're too strict on hair colors. I'm not crying. My eyes watering from that fan. I'm sorry. Sammy, are you friends with any other foreign YouTubers in Korea? Not, no. Um, I guess Gina Kim is like the only person I talk to on a somewhat regular basis. There's also this guy Mike. I met him through Gina. Um, well, I know. Well, she's not a YouTuber in Korea so much, but Annie Nova, she makes some videos in Korea now, but like that's not her main thing anymore. Um, yeah, I don't know too many other YouTubers. Oh, and of course Bria, she just started her YouTube channel. So yeah, she counts too, right? She started her channel. She uploads like once a week now, I think. She should try to be a little more consistent though, Bria. Instead, she's in my old stomping grounds of Jeju, I think, right now. Sugar Soldier, do you listen to Twice? I like a few of their songs. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not into the whole like bubblegum pop soundy music. I think the only Twice songs I really liked were Signal. I like Fancy. And I think those are like the main ones that come to mind. My third graders used to love them some Twice though, so I used to have to put it in my slides. And like, teacher Fancy! Like, oh god. Huh. I ask this question often. Janelle Jones, what are my chances of meeting Namjoon if I visit Korea? Girl, they are devastatingly low. Honestly, because BTS has become like untouchable in the past like 4 years. Like nobody can get close to them anymore. Trust me, I've tried. uh, Nini, do you like Shiny? I don't not like them, but I don't really know too many Shiny songs. I know like No More Autumn Down 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 because my friend Carolina, she used to love that song. I know Ling Ding Dong, Ling Ding Dong, Ling Ding Dong. Yeah, I think those are the only two ones I know from them. But I'm not a fan. I just don't really know their music too well. I like Taemin because we're the same age, but um. Oh, that's a good question. Jada Braxton, where would you go to get your hair done in Korea? Okay, so for the most part, I do my own hair. But one of my oh crap, she's another YouTuber. Oh my god, y'all, she's gonna be mad at me. She actually helped me get started on YouTubing. Like she gave me tips and stuff. We lived in the same building in Jeju together, and she used to go to Jeju Sicheong City Hall. There was this hair salon named Kevin Salon or something, and she used to get magic straight perms. And I used to do like just a standard perm, but my hair was no match for Korean humidity, and it would just oof. And I was like, I can't live my life like this. So she told me about magic straight perms, and so there was this one salon. It's the only salon I've ever gone to in Korea. When I lived in Jeju, called Kevin Salon, because when I went blonde, I could not get that magic straight perm again. And for my own color extensions, things like that, I just do it myself. But I did go to Kevin's salon in Jeju City Hall. Oh, and her channel, by the way, it's Kimmy. It's Kimmy. Yeah, she helped me get started. Um, Alrighty. Oh, Jada Braxton. That's a good question. What's your Instagram? My Instagram is CC less than 3. Y'all should follow your girl one time. Know what I'm saying? um, are you talking about Kaya Boyd? No, I've heard of her, but I've never met her or talked to her. She was that like black K-pop trainee, but no, not her. This girl, she's Canadian. Her name's Kimmy, and I think her channel is it's Kimmy. Yeah, I think that's it. God, I'm so bad. Um, oh, that's a good question. Kiki Robin, what is mental health like in Korea? Sadly, I feel like mental health is something that is very much ignored. I will never forget that kid I taught. He was a fourth grader, and whenever he had like a meltdown or one of his tantrums, the teachers instructed me to just ignore it. Like, it's very much like that in America too, where people are just now starting to talk about mental health issues, but in Korea, a lot of it is just ignored, and everybody just tells you fighting, himmaseo, stay strong, you'll be alright, and nobody really talks about therapy and therapists, and it's just like not. It's like a stigma. People don't really talk about it, and I did not realize how wrinkled this shirt was. Oh my god, just gonna ignore that. My bad. Um, I am INF scary fruits snacks. What's a good way of making friends in Korea? Clubbing. See Bria all up in this chat. I met her clubbing. We went to this Mad Holic pool party to see DPR live. She was like, "Come over to our table," and we've been buddies ever since. Clubbing is the easiest way to make friends. Foreigners and Korean alike. Koreans are more likely to ghost you after a while of clubbing, because a lot of times, when you go to Korea as a teacher, you have like the same orientation and you're with a bunch of foreigners and you're all in the same boat. So you guys naturally link up, especially if you're gonna be in like the same region teaching. But there's also that commodity of clubbing, you know what I mean? Like you let loose, it's like, oh, these kids were so bad this week or whatever. But sorry, went quiet. For me, at my school though, I couldn't really make friends because they were all older and like married and didn't really speak English that well. Because I taught at a public school. Public schools, you will likely be like the only foreigner there. There might be like another Chinese teacher who teaches Chinese. There might be another like epic teacher or something. Like in my case, I was the only foreigner at my schools. If you work at a Hagwon though, there's a bunch of foreigners, so you can make friends with your coworkers. For me though, clubbing is my favorite way to make friends because I didn't have the coworker thing. They were all older and married. Saida, how's your flight attendant stuff coming along? It's not. um, the last thing I heard was on March 5th. They said because of the coronavirus outbreak, training will be pushed back until the end of 2020, if not early 2021. So I'm just in limbo, and I kind of feel like I might as well just do me for now, and before I gotta like lock down my life as a flight attendant constantly on the go. Everybody keeps saying enjoy the downtime. You're gonna miss it when you're like waking up here and having to go here and you're on call. That's what they say. They say I'll appreciate these moments, but I feel very unproductive most days. But yeah, flight attendant is just halted for now completely because of this virus. scrolling. Um, I can't. Okay, B, don't talk. Listen to what BTS has to say. That's a YouTube name. Are you in Korea right now? Nope. I am currently in Southern California, sunny Southern California. I haven't been in Korea since November. I stayed with Bria. I crashed at her place for like 3 months, but it was only supposed to be 1 month. She was like, "You might as well just stay," and I wasn't opposed. So, yeah, I'm currently in California. Curly Tori, in the talk program, do you have to be a native English speaker to be accepted? I'm French Canadian. Are you from Canada? Because if you're from Canada, I think that's enough. Like they only, I still don't get this rule, but they only accept foreigners from Australia, New Zealand, the U.S., South Africa, the U.K., Ireland, and Canada. If I didn't say Canada already, if you're like, you could be fluent in English and from Germany, they won't accept you. You could be fluent in English from Iran and they won't accept you. I don't understand. But if you become like a naturalized citizen, then it's fine. Like one of my friends, her name was Haiti. She was actually from I think Honduras, but she became an American citizen and she's an English teacher. So for some reason they do that. I don't know. Aw, Jesus Christ, you gave me $10. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Michaela, did you ever experience racism when you were in Korea? Personally, no, but like I've seen many instances like with my friend, not necessarily racism. I've seen because like I've seen many anti-foreigner things, like not necessarily anti-black or no white, no this. I've seen anti-foreigner, like no foreigners here, and then they say, oh, it's because we don't speak English. So I don't really know. I've seen many racially awkward situations, like my friend Bria here. She people will touch her hair and try to poke it and pull it and stare at it, and they like look at her full figure. They like, or they like comment about her skin. Like I told you guys about this video when we were all on the train. This man approached me, Bria in the chat, and our friend Aaron, and started asking us questions of like if we could swim, saying that because me and Bria's skin was lighter that we were better. And my friend Erin, she's like, oh, word. Like, this awkwardness like that happens, but I haven't really seen flat out, like, racism. That's just me, though. Like, I know it exists. I'm not trying to say it doesn't. But in my experience, I haven't really felt it. Lots of stares and lots of awkward pulling and, ooh, curly hair. That happens all the time. Or braids. Like, whoa. I did get yeeted before. I was at the ATM, and some old man, I had these Senegalese twisting, and this old man just pulled my hair, and he just calmly walked away. That's the only thing that happened to me. But yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Chima Sandid, what do you think about Korean food, and do you recommend studying there? Honestly, I wish I knew more about studying in Korea because if I was younger, I would absolutely do it. It might be something I'd consider for school later in life. I'm 27, so I don't know if I want to go back to being a student. But I wish I knew more about studying in Korea as a student. Like I didn't know it was cheaper. I probably would have spent less studying in Korea than I did studying here in America, which is mind-boggling to me. But yeah, in the food, I love me some Korean food. I love kimchi jjigae, kimchi bokkeumbap, samgyeopsal. In the summer, I love naengmyeon. Oh my god, I love Korean food so much. That's one thing. Like during this lockdown, Korean restaurants can't really open because it has to be like cooked in front of you and stuff. I haven't had any KB Korean barbecue. I got it back in March before everything started to lock down, but I really miss Korean food so much. And even I'm not wild about chicken, but I will eat some dakgalbi. I love dakgalbi. um Jesus Christ, bars or clubs? What's your preference for South Korea? I like clubs. Bars are like chill, but I don't want to be in a place where people are just kind of just standing around like and then sipping every now and then, just bobbing to the music. I want people to be dancing and turning up. There's only a few chill bars that I like. Everybody flocks to Thursday Party. I'm not wild about Thursday Party. I really liked that place Bria took us to, Hyper Soul. It was very chill. very spacious, like the lights the bartenders put on these shows and everything. But for me, I prefer clubs. I just wish they didn't smoke so much in there. Lucky Sky, how intense is South Korean education? It's so bad. Like, even when they're in elementary school, like I said, I taught from third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, and I taught them curriculum during the day, and then I taught them after school, and then they would have to go to Hagwons after that. Like, excuse me, I'm a little gassy. So like, I would try to make it more game based, especially for after school. Like, I want them to have fun. I don't want them to resent English. I don't want to give them extra studies that they already have to study a ton. And that's another reason why I could never fully see myself like settling down in Korea, because I would not want to raise a kid and under that like academic pressure. I don't think I could do that to them. Like like I'm saying, even third graders, like they're like 7 and 8, and I teach them curriculum. Then we teach after school, and then they're like, "Teacher, I'm going to Hagwon. Goodbye." I'm like, it's like 5 p.m. and you're still going to study some more. It's ridiculous. I feel so bad for those kids, and it's so competitive to try and like get to the best university, make the best money. Uni orbit better because lighter. They're so colorist. I guess you're talking about colorism, because like yeah, that's fully a thing in Korea. It's a thing in a lot of Asian countries, where like I will see Koreans standing in the smallest glimmer of shade to avoid the sun's gaze. They will stand in a pole like just to avoid standing in the sun because they don't want to get darker. They walk around with these umbrellas. They have these visors to cover their face. I guess it goes back to like white is right. It's not just a black thing. Like Asians, people in India, yeah, colorism is huge in Korea. Even me being this light, it was hard to find foundation, like makeup and stuff. And they would have the audacity to have these shades be labeled deep. It's like the color of my palm, that's deep. There was this one makeup store, a MAC store in Apgujeong, where I could find like colored foundation and stuff. Mimi Miriam, hi Isis, are there good clothing stores in Korea for taller girls? Because I have seen a few videos of people trying them on from Korean stores, and they seem to all be one size fits all. I had one really tall friend. We were all in a tall program back in 2017, and the only place she could go to get her clothes were in Itaewon, because they cater to diversity as much as it'll get in Korea. A lot of stuff is one size fits all, and even like for me, I'm like a size 4. I'm a small person, and even a one size fits all was a little small for me. So I don't get the logic behind a one size fits all, because not everybody is built the same. That's dumb. But yeah, she would have to shop at like these big and tall shops in Itaewon, and there weren't many stores like that. There might have been, like I think when I've told you guys about this Gatsby boat party I went to in my recent story time, and when we went to go shopping for it, she only had like 2 options in Itaewon. Shopping there, like even when I would go shopping, I would stick to like Forever 21 and H&M because I know their sizes. A lot of the times, they have like the cute loose fitting things, and that kind of works for a lot of people, but it usually doesn't. I didn't really buy too many Korean brand clothes from Korean shops. Like I would buy some accessories or a sweater every now and then, but my jeans, for example, always came from like Forever 21 or something. They need to acknowledge the different sizes. Molly J.A, would you recommend clubbing more in Hongdae or Itaewon? How old are you, Molly? Because like Hongdae is for like college age kids. So I think that's why it didn't bother me as much, because when I first got to Korea I was 23. But going there now at 27, I don't know if I'd want to do that. Like you see like the Hongdae is more like the hip hop crowd and people are like 19. But Itaewon has like the international crowd and the adults, I guess. You see a lot of military people go there, a lot of foreigners, a hell of foreigners go there. I think Itaewon's more for like adult, and Hongdae is like hip hop, young adult scene, if that makes any sort of sense. Oh, I gotta get ready to go soon. Okay, I didn't realize what time it was. Okay, I'm gonna take a few more questions and then I actually gotta go. Okay, I'm gonna find at least like 3 more questions, I think. Oh, okay, that's a good point. Jesus Christ. But I heard that they're cuter guys in bars. Definitely. I don't it's weird, but especially the people who work there, the people who work at bars, like all the people who work behind the bars at the club or the pubs, they're nice to look at. But I like to go clubbing to dance. I don't really, not really trying to meet anybody because they're all like there for the wrong reason, if you know what I mean. They're trying to get a girl for a night. Like that's it. Shantae K, is there an age limit for teaching programs in Korea? Not that I know of. I think even on my application, I think as long as you're under 65, I think they take you from like 18 to 65. Like even 18, I don't know why they offered even started that young since you need a degree. But in my program when I started, there were a few 19-year-old English teachers. I don't know how they work that out because you need to at least have your associate's degree or like be enrolled in your bachelor's or have your bachelor's. But there was like two 19-year-olds who taught with me, and as long as you're younger than 65, I think you're fine as a teacher in Korea. Um. Oh, that's a funny question. Ria Machaba, what's the longest relationship you had in Korea? I only had one actual relationship, and that was like 4 or 5 months. Most of it was like long distance because he had moved back to America, and I was still in Korea. But yeah, like 4 months. um, Annalise asks, how tall are you? I'm pretty small. I'm only 5'4". Or like, I guess it's 163 centimeters. I'm a small person. RV, are clothes expensive in underground stores? You know, it's funny. I will see like the same sweater going around everywhere, and the price will just range based on where you choose to buy it. Like this sweater I have, I actually got from YesStyle, but it like ties in the back, and they were really popular. I could see them in Gangnam for like 39,000 won. I can see them in Myeongdong for like 10,000 won, and I can see it in Hongdae for like 22,000 won. It just depends. Like you will see the same, like even across from each other in the underground stations. Like these jeans are the same style as these, and these cost 10,000 won, and these cost 39,000 won. It just depends. Like they just throw out whatever price they feel like for the day. And I guess they try to haggle. Like you can be like, oh, I only have this in cash, and sometimes that works too. But yeah, those prices, man. I don't know where the logic comes from it. They just throw out whatever price they feel like. Sammy, actually, Bria could probably ask this. Is it easy to meet club promoters? She knew everybody. Like I said, when we went to Boom Bar, we never had to pay. The cover was like 20,000 won, and I've never paid to go there. She's like, oh yeah, they're with me, because she knows. She's like, I'm on so and so's list. She knew everybody. I don't know though. Kiki Robin, you don't want to teach anymore. Not at the moment, because like I have very fond memories of those kids. Like I reminisce and think about them a lot, and teaching changed me a lot, but it's not something I want to really do anymore. Like I was there for 2 years, and I only got to go to 2 other countries, and I need to like roam a little bit. So I don't really see teaching for me anymore. Not anytime soon. Maybe one day, but not right now. Okay, I think I'll do one more question because I got to go. Let's try to get. Okay, this is a good question. This will be the last one. Maria asks, does your degree need to be in education or in English? It does not. They will take any bachelor's degree. You could be a NASA scientist, an astrophysicist. You could study English. You could study history. As long as it's a bachelor's degree, they will take it. I studied geology, my dude. That has nothing to do with teaching kids. I studied rocks, and then I became an English teacher. So literally any bachelor's degree will work. So that's the good thing. At least you don't have to have like that background. But I do see a lot of people are like, what if I have a high school diploma, or like what if I studied this for a year? Like you're teaching other people's children, and Bria will get pissed off about this, but like you're teaching other people's kids, so you need to like have that background, like some sort of like education to make people feel like, you know, my kid's in good hands. So like a lot of people assume, oh, but I'm from America, and I got my high school diploma. I've been speaking English all my life. Isn't that enough? It has to be any degree. Any bachelor's degree will work. So I think I'm gonna have to cut it off now. I gotta get ready to go. I didn't realize how late it was. But yeah, so I think I'll do this every week. This seems to be pretty popular. So like, save your questions for next Friday because I'll be back here next Friday. So thanks for watching if you did. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next week, and I'll probably upload in like 3 days or something. So bye, and I'm gonna have to awkwardly like cut this off while I'm waving.